Florentino is not normal, says Rio. How he's out of favour at Benfica? I do not know. Welcome back to where Clarets walk. We are discussing that result against Forest. Hope you're all doing well. We're also asking the question, is Debravka better than Trafford? And why are you suing Everton? Just don't bother. What a waste of
Where's
time
my
that
money,
is.
Mark?
We'll get into all that in a second. Plus, which player deserves way more credit for the way that the season has started. Hope you're all doing really well. We're fresh back from watching the Forest game. We've got Jordan, Dan, and recovered from his illness last week. Connor is back with us as well. Hope you're all doing okay. Right then, Jordan. Yeah, talk to me about your octopus.
The octopus, the man, the myth, the legend, Florentino Luis. He was great, wasn't he? He was an absolute joy to watch. All game, the boy didn't stop. He were another engine. It was like watching like a Portuguese version of Josh Cullen, and it made my insides happy. So to have two Josh Cullens on a pitch, man, you've done somewhat well.
Yeah, I mean, what trait of his game, Connor, impresses you the most?
I think it's his willingness to get involved and get stuck in. I think that's and some of the diagonal balls he played as well. I think he's quick to play the ball, he's quick to get stuck in, and he's not afraid to get stuck in either. And I think he absolutely ran that midfield. Honestly, I think he was from start to finish unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, David Edwards says he's world class, Dan. World class. Ran the show in the second half. Sean says his forte must be winning back possession because he did that more than anybody else on the pitch. Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. Arguably, it was our star man on Saturday. The one thing that he gets involved, he disrupts the play, he's great at tackling. But one of the things that it bothered me at first is that his passing is so on the money, but it looks like he's sold it short each time because most of our players will ping a pass and then you've got to control it, whereas he passes it just enough. And you're almost like, that's not enough. And it just lands on a sixpence for each person, which was just strange. I've not seen that at the turf. Usually you just fizz it at the person, you control that. So, but like that guy said, he disrupted their play, he got stuck in, he got a yellow, which I think was a bit unfortunate early doors, but he just looks at another level up. And I know that, Jordan loves Cullen, but I think this is Cullen 2.0. He's just a bit better.
Brilliant. I love this tweet this week as well, which was from Leighton. It says, 5 games in and I'm enjoying this season more than any point during last time we were up here. Having players who are working so hard is just... we're actually staying in games and getting to see players of the quality of Walker, Estev and Florentino in Clarets and Blue, Twitter Clarets. Yeah, are you enjoying it, Jordan?
I'm enjoying it a lot. I do get what the guy means as well, and I completely agree. I didn't feel this enjoyment under company at all in the Premier League. It was more like this is my way. I'll do what I want, and I know better. And it got to a point where you didn't feel like we'd been such a community-driven team, Burnley. You didn't feel like you knew your team anymore. It was just like somebody just stuck on the telly, or, of a Saturday, or you went to see, But now it's like it's back. Something's back at the turf. I don't know what it is, but the fans felt right behind them once again. That's where we need to be, constantly behind them. But I think that comes with like you've just said there, the feeling towards the game, the passion, the players. The feeling's back. So you can see it, on the pitch, especially at Turf Moor.
Yeah, and you're not being rolled over, Connor, by any team yet, are we? I mean, even the champions couldn't roll you over last week. Okay. The Burnley Way, which is a great thing to follow on Twitter if you don't already, says, when was the last time we had a fullback pairing better than Hartman and Walker, if ever? Connor, probably with your age, I'm not the best person to ask this to, but the point they're making is, how good are they?
Yeah, I think they know each other pretty well. You look at some of the diagonal balls they played. Hartman to what the amount of times Walker was in such tight space and played a ball over the top to Hartman. I think it was they know each other well. They know what each other can do. And no, I think besides from Charlie Taylor and Matt Lowton, which I'll always have a soft spot for, I think this is generally the best fullback pairing we've ever had. And that's
that's a shout. Dan,
Could I just put a little thing in there right quick before we carry on about Hartman that I don't think anyone picked up on? He stretches that pitch unbelievably well. And for a season where so many teams are going to try and play us through the middle, the way he stretches it, it's second to none. Anyway, sorry, Dan. Carry on.
Right.
It's all right. I didn't say anything.
Go on then, Dan. Name a pairing that's been better than these two.
Well, I think everyone is with me when I say Joe Jacob and Ian Measham. But anyway, no, that's going back before any of you two were born. No, I think as far as quality goes, you're going to be hard pressed to find two better fullbacks. I know we've had what people would like to say probably cult legends, heroes, whatever you want to call them. When we've had Connor Roberts, we've had Charlie Taylor, we've had whatever. They were, hard-working players. These players are, as far as quality is concerned, arguably the best we've seen in those positions. And something that struck me with Walker, there was a little point in the first half where it was a bit flat and the team were a bit flat, and he just did something which was unusual, but it's his experience which is just shining through. I mean, he was passing balls like there was no tomorrow. He was beating players. Hartman was doing the same as well. But Walker, he just for a minute decided to chase everything down. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he just decided for a minute, he just chased after every ball. Every pass he went, and he ran around the pitch for about 60 seconds. It galvanised the crowd. It got the crowd going. It showed that little bit of intensity. He didn't do an awful lot. He probably knackered himself out. But he just showed that little bit of intensity, just chased down every ball, and all of a sudden the crowd's back on side. It shows that they're doing that. It galvanised the team a bit, and we kicked on. So he just had that experience to realise things were going a bit flat. We need to just change them up. He just ran around for 60 seconds, and all of a sudden the crowd changed, the atmosphere's changed, and everyone's like back against the wall. So not only has he got that quality, but he's got that level of experience. And I don't know if you saw as well, his boot come untied. And he points over, I don't know when it was later on in the game, he points over to Debravka and says, go down, because you can't send your keeper off, can you? So Debravka goes down feigning injury, and Walker went and changed his boots. So he's just got that level of experience as well. And the quality mixed in, it's amazing. They are, I think when you look at the best ever fullbacks, as far as quality goes, they're in the conversation.
Okay. The answers to those, some people put in there with Bardsley and Peters, mate, yeah. And
Trippier's a fair shout.
Kieran Trippier and Stephen Ward. There you go. If you've got any better shouts than that, obviously let us know. In the comments then. Right then, man of the match then, Jordan, was your keeper. So the question is he an upgrade on Trafford based on what we have seen so far?
Massively. And I don't want to get on the bandwagon of just slagging Trafford off, because I don't really do that. I do like Trafford. He's got so much potential. But what we didn't need this year was somebody still learning the ropes, still learning their game. We needed somebody who was experienced, knew what they were doing, knows how to command an area, knows how to get the best out of the men in front of him. And you can see that he's screaming at his defence when people are coming out of position because of his experience of all them years at Newcastle and things like that. He knows where people should be at certain occasions. He really ain't scared of coming out and winning a cross, whether that be from a corner, a free kick, anything like that, open play. He'll throw himself in front of absolutely anything. So it's on the shot stopping ability. I'd say they're on par, because the lack of Trafford's experience, he was a brilliant shot stopper. But you get more of it with Debravka with the experience and the commanding. So I'd say it's got to be an upgrade, 1,000%.
Yeah, I mean, Connor, is it fair to say some fans, I don't know if you count yourself in this category, were a bit underwhelmed probably when he first joined and thought perhaps it wasn't a great signing?
No, I think I was quite the opposite actually. I thought he was possibly last season he was the best keeper Newcastle had. No, I was happy with the signing because honestly it's controversial, but I don't think I've ever once felt totally confident in Trafford, whether that be in the Premier League or in the Championship. He had a good campaign, but he also had a hell of a defence in front of him. I've never once really been that confident. If you had him in net this season with the weakened defence from last season, he wouldn't have done that well. And no, I'm happy with the Trafford sign. I think he's the better keeper for us at the minute.
Yeah, birthday cheers. Up the Claret says Trafford won't be at his level even in 3 years' time. Astute business from us, questionable move from Trafford. Claire says, in terms of shot stopping and commanding his area, I think yes. I mean, Dan, there might be a reunion with Trafford, of course, this next fixture as you travel to City. I doubt he's going to be perhaps in goal for it, but you never know. What's your take on it?
Pretty much it's all been said. I know there's this modern love with keepers now that they want to play it out from the back and all that. Debravka's not really that kind of keeper, but he does what a goalkeeper is meant to do. He stops shots and he made some fantastic saves. And the thing that he does have is that he commands his area an awful lot. He came for crosses. He punched when he needed to punch. He caught when he needed to caught. And that's something that is lacking in Trafford's game. He's a great shot stopper, as Jordan says. Like Connor says, he's still only young. He'll still be able to progress. And maybe in 5 years' time, he will be a decent goalkeeper. I just think Debravka's been such a high level for much longer. And I think he's exactly what we need. And it's easy to jump on now because he's proven to be so. But I think if you look back through our history, we've all had that question mark over Trafford. We've not said he's the best thing since sliced bread, but we've always had that caveat of he's got a good defence in front of him. He's playing at a lower level. He's got this, that, the other. Whereas Debravka seems ready-made for this level. And he's showing it. And he just gives you that air of confidence that we've not had. You go back, we've had golden years of goalkeepers. We've had Pope. I know Connor kind of gave a sly dig then, saying that he wasn't the best keeper last year. We had Heaton. We've had good, Marlon Beresford, if you go back far enough. But we've had a lot of good keepers. But I think Debravka, for this level, is better suited than what Trafford is. And sadly, I love, you don't wish a player ill, but I think Trafford's been caught out even at City. And I don't think we'll see him next week. He'll be warming the bench.
Yeah, okay. All right, then. One little negative, Jordan, for you to get your teeth into here. Me Desalam says Parker was far too slow with the substitutions today. Anthony and Foster were spent after 60 minutes. We've got 5 subs, and we rarely use them effectively. Response?
No, I completely disagree. I think the astute way of thinking of Scott Parker is going so unnoticed at the minute. It's frightening. Let's take it on to a level. This man, last time in the Premier League, got absolutely torn a new one by Liverpool 9-0. He knows this is not a walk in the park, and I think he understands his players a damn sight better than any of us ever will, because he sees them all week. He understands them on a deeper level. Anthony the Engine, we've said this for a long time on this channel. So to say he spent it 60 minutes and you don't watch him hard enough, that boy could do another 90 minutes and still probably not be spent. Foster, you can't say he's spent because Foster, he's always getting in off scraps and things like that. You could make a little bit of an argument he looked to touch leg towards the very end, but not 60 minutes in. I really don't want to start getting on this bandwagon of where we get very nitpicky with the things that Scott Parker does, because I'm so far past that now. We get a lot of fans who want everything to be perfect, and it's like some people need to remember, we're little old Burnley. It's never going to be perfect. Enjoy the good times. We're in the Premier League. We're taking the champions to the 95th minute, and it takes a penalty for them to beat us. We're taking the likes of a team, Nottingham Forest, and we're bringing them to a draw. They were 7th last season. United, it took them the 94th minute to finally beat us. Let's just be happy with what we've got. And the slow start to last season in the Championship, that was so well gradually built on, and look where we finished. Have a bit more faith in the man, because I completely am behind him.
Well said. And look, we've not even talked about refereeing decisions this week, have we? Although, Connor, we do need to just reference, a Burnley fan did post this, from the differences between the 2 offsides that were in United's game against Chelsea and United's game against yours. Yeah, it doesn't. One's offside, one's onside. Yeah, make it make sense.
They're both onside.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, they'll never admit they're wrong, like they did on the day. They never tweeted about it, never said anything like that. So they're just trying to sweep it aside and try and move on. But that's frustrating. But I mean, what I say now and how much I cry about it now, it's not going to change anything. It's already happened. So it's frustrating. It's just frustrating.
Can I just say, I took 2 weeks of utter grief off United fans and Liverpool fans, whether this be on Twitter or in our comment section. And then that happens as if to prove my point. I didn't say they were cheating. I didn't say it was corruption, but I said they favour something, and that sort of proves it.
You see, I said it was cheating and corruption, and no one's giving me a dicky bird.
Going for the easy target, aren't they?
Right, talking about other things that are wastes of time. Right, Burnley have, since we just last spoke, decided to launch legal action against Everton. Now, I like Burnley. I took my son to his first ever game and brought in this half and half scarf. When Everton played Burnley at Goodison Park. I like you three. I enjoyed our chats. But the niceties end here now for 2 minutes, Dan. What the bloody hell are you doing this for? Because you're not going to win.
I think the reason is because if you buy an half and half scarf, you deserve everything you get. That's not
son's first game. I only have ever bought one, and it's my son's first ever game. Come on.
Well, from what I can gather, right, it's something to do. As far as I'm aware, it was when you got done for the financial fair play. You got docked points, but you got docked the season after when it should have been the season that we were relegated. Had you have had the points deducted, we'd have stayed up. You'd have gone down. The top and bottom of it is you're always 50 million quid now. Pay up. All right. Stop messing around. Stop building new fancy stadiums and all this and buying Jack Grealish. You don't need him. Give us 50 million quid and don't worry about knocking on your doors. All right.
I have an absolutely opposite approach to this. This is such a polar opposite approach, right? No, we shouldn't be suing you. Right, honestly, just hear me out.
Premier League.
Everyone, let me finish. Just let me finish because I'm onto something here.
Interrupting.
Right. No, we should not be paying £50 million over something that you can't guarantee that didn't happen, because then start going down the road of absolute pettiness. Now, as a club, I don't see us as a petty club. I see that as a petty decision. And the reason that it's frustrating is because if we were to win, for example, Everton will get done again, and they've already been done twice now, is it? Yeah, I'm sat here now and I'm thinking, there was 114 charges against City, nothing happened. There's 74 against Chelsea, likely nothing's going to happen. So why should Everton, who we could, when the project is finished, be in a similar space to Everton, where we're not the biggest, but we're not the smallest, and we're doing well, this and that. The reason that I'm going against it now is that could be us in the future. It's pathetic. I don't know what we're playing at. We certainly shouldn't be trying to get 50 million out of you on hypotheticals. I don't like the pettiness, and it just seems petty.
As much as I was, having a bit of a laughing joke then, I think you're possibly quite right. I think, to be honest, the majority of Burnley fans are like, not less than arsed. On performance, we were relegated because we weren't good enough. Then to try and claim it back through a points deduction just seems a bit disingenuous. I don't think there's an awful lot of Burnley fans, proper Burnley fans, who are that bothered whether we win or lose this or not, or are supportive of the action. You might get the odd one or two who was like, Everton cheated, what have you. All right, and fair enough. They possibly did, but like Jordan's rightly said, you've been punished. You've had your points taken off you another season. You've had fines and all this. The problem is we're owned by these young Americans who it's all litigious over there, isn't it? Let's sue everybody for no reason. So you're going to get it. That being said, I don't think they'll get very far with it. And I don't think Burnley fans are that arsed, if we're honest.
But it makes us look a laughing stock, and that's what I don't like. Because when it doesn't,
this is the thing. I thought, and that's the problem I've got with it, is that Burnley are a well-respected club, or were a well-respected club. I mean, Everton fans I've spoken to are just like, let's just do them. I mean, this is not, they've got no. You have got to prove in a court of law that Everton somehow gained a sporting advantage over Burnley Football Club by building a stadium. Now, I've no idea. How are you going to do that? I've no idea. A sporting advantage in a season 2 years ago when you were there.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Good luck with that.
Bring our style of football as evidence. What, under company? We'd be banged to rights. They'd relegate us now if we even tried to bring out like that in.
Well,
we will see you on Boxing Day or December the 27th, and
bring your checkbook with you. Bring 50 million quid. Stop pissing about now. You're always money. All right.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Used to like.
Get that scarf off.
Not anymore. Where's my Get me a Blackburn Rovers top for next week.
Whoa! I just offended you then.
Anybody who wants to know, on that 27th of December, we're at Royal Dutch. We'll see you there about 20 minutes before kickoff. Mark will be here.
I'll bring my mates. We'll wait outside for you. Brilliant. Right. Thanks, you think. Finally, this week, then, which player needs more credit than what they've been getting? Connor.
For me, I always just immediately look at Anthony for things, but actually everyone's like finally realising how good he is. For me, it's got to be Hjalmar Ekdal, and I've always been a fan of Ekdal. From the minute he signed, he may not be the quickest defender, may not have the agility, may not have the physical levels of say Bayer, but I think technically, I think he's a great player, and I think he's made the step up brilliantly. Not even featuring us for us at all. Basically, last season only Reading, that was it, and then he went out on loan. I think he looks calm on the ball. He looks composed. I'm a big fan of him, and I always have been, and I'm happy for him.
Well,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Right, come on, let's stop playing silly games. It's Josh Cullen. We all know it's Josh Cullen. That boy is so unsung. He could walk into a top six club. I'm just opening myself up for more graphic comments. I know I am. But I honestly think with his work rate, he throws his body in front of everything. He makes our central midfield tick. When he plays good, we play good. And he just embodies everything of a Burnley player. I'm going to say this now because he's gone to, is it Al Shabab? So I'm not bothered anymore. He's like a good version of Brownhill. There we go.
Dan.
You gotta let Brownhill go, pal. He's gone. He's gone. I was picking two in case these two pick the others, but neither have picked him. I think one has got to be, and it's not so much he goes unsung, he just gets too much grief, and they're not appreciative of the role he does. Is Foster.
Yes.
You know, he scored a couple of goals this season, which is probably more than what he did last. But the work rate he's put in, he's defending from the front. You know, some people expect him just to score goals and then sit there and watch as the world falls down around him. You know, it's just, he doesn't do that. He's getting stuck in and doing that. The other, and I think we've not really mentioned his name this season, is Laurent. I just think he's playing in the back line, but on Saturday I saw him play in the back line. He was playing up front, he was playing right wing, and he also played in midfield for a little bit. And he's brought a solidity to that back five. And he just seems to be playing and adapting to everywhere he goes. I think Foster's the one where he's not necessarily unsung. He gets grief when he shouldn't. Whereas Laurent, no one's really talking about him, but he's doing a job.
Okay. Well. Right. Thank you very much. We can be friends again now for next week. Right.
There's my money.
Good luck against Manchester City. Methinks you might need it. We'll discuss that game. Yeah, 5. Just 5? Yeah.
Whoa! No, with the current ways of Scott Parker, I'm going that.
4.
Yeah.
4. Right. Catch you all next week. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, Mark.